The Prairie ways to see opportunity in setbacks. So, Premier Brad Wall has an idea to re-employ workers laid off in the oil and gas sector. He joins us live from Regina. All right, Premier Wall, what's the plan?
Thanks for having me on, Don. Well, we have a number of abandoned wells right across Western Canada, or completed wells, certainly that won't be producing anytime soon, if ever. And so here we have a chance, perhaps with federal support, to clean those sites up and to put people back to work. And, you know, there's an important point to make here. I've heard the Prime Minister and others talk about extending employment insurance benefits for those in the energy sector, and that can be certainly part of the solution. But for many in the oil sector, they haven't lost their job completely. They've been reduced significantly in hours. That process is continuing. Small service companies are trying to keep their employees working any way they can, sort of job sharing, Fridays off, that sort of thing. And so they would be missed by an employment insurance extension, but they wouldn't be missed if we were to say, you know, it's time to clean up more of these wells. It's good for the environment. It's work that needs to be done. And these workers, significantly for small companies, are uniquely qualified to get the jobs done. And so we've proposed the $150 million investment from the federal government that would help deal with about 1,200 of these wells or more, including all the reclamation, and put a lot of people back to work.
Okay, so would the federal government pay for all of it, or would it be split 50-50 with the province? And what kind of money are we talking about to pay these people?
Well, we are asking for the federal government to support this initiative. Okay. You know, Saskatchewan taxpayers are going to be happily contributing about $500 million this year to the federal equalization program, and that's with oil at $30 a barrel. And oil's been low now. The slide started in October in the fall of 14. And so we would indicate to the federal government they should maybe take it out of those revenues coming in from Saskatchewan meant for the equalization program, if they want to find a place for it. But this is a proposal that we made to the federal government. The Prime Minister, I talked to him a few weeks ago about it. He certainly was open to considering it. So was Minister Goodale, and we'll see what they come back with.
Okay, I just want to get your thoughts on this. Last week it was the Alberta rescue mission by the Prime Minister, and he came with $700 million of infrastructure spending and another $250 million in a fiscal stability payment. What's the picture look like in Saskatchewan? Should he be making a similar overture to you?
Well, there has been. I mean, Minister Goodale has been very engaged, and so has the Prime Minister. I've been able to chat with him a number of times, and there's an understanding there on his part that, you know, this particular sector of the Canadian economy has contributed mightily to the country, and so that it might need a little bit of support. Certainly the workers that are displaced or underemployed in that sector right now due to price might need and be worthy of that support. And so there might be infrastructure dollars coming. Let's remember what was announced in Alberta were dollars that were there already and earmarked for that province. And there are similar dollars that were there already from the previous government that an acceleration would be welcomed by us if that were to be the case. What we're talking about today is something more direct to industry. And one that goes beyond the employment insurance piece, which isn't always that applicable in the energy sector. As you'll know, Don, from your time right in the middle of that sector, there is a number of independent contractors who aren't basically part of the unemployment or the employment insurance program. And they put away money typically for bad years. But like I said, the price started falling in the fall of 2014, and it's certainly gotten worse, not better, even by the date that people were forecasting it would start to improve. So I think something else might be needed here, and we've tried, rather than just to ask for something or complain about something, we've tried to propose a specific vehicle for it.
I've literally got half a minute left. Quickly on this one, Premier Wall, are you bracing your province for harder times ahead, or do you think you're near the bottom?
Well, from an energy perspective, we think that we're nearing the bottom. The job numbers Friday, quickly, Don, were very hopeful. They surprised me. We've lost 1,900 resource jobs year over year. The economy created 5,200 jobs year over year in other sectors. Ag numbers out today are very powerful, are very significant for our economy. And so there's other sectors that are comparatively strong, and I think there's still a good deal amount of optimism here.
All right. Like that prairie optimism. Thank you very much, Premier Wall. Appreciate this.
Thanks, Don.